Hi, I'm Will, and I'll be going over the engaged phase for first grade level science text Earth and Science 8C. The language objectives will be students will be able to accurately read, write, and speak of the seasons of the Earth. And for the ALPS, they'll go through listening, so they'll know distinguishing sounds and annotations, recognize English sound systems and new vocabulary, learn new language heard in classrooms, interactions, and instruction. And with speaking, they'll have practice using English sound system and new vocabulary, speak using grade level content area vocabulary and context. They'll even share in cooperative groups. For reading, they'll learn relationships of sound and letters in English, recognize directionality of English text, and read linguistically accommodated content area and materials. And for this season environment, they'll know that December is usually cold, there's Christmas is in December, and that it sometimes could snow depending on where you are. And for November, it's usually cool or rainy. August is hot, and summer break is in August. April has flowers, and it's usually pretty warm.
Hello, my name is Hallie Caballero. Today I will be talking about the engage phase for a lesson. So our grade level is first grade. The scientiques is Earth and space. The student knows that the natural world includes the air around us and objects in the sky. The student is expected to identify characteristics of the seasons of the year. So for our activity, I know that the engage phase really consists of starting a discussion and really capturing any of the students' prior knowledge about the subject. So with first graders, I wouldn't expect them to know the seasons by name or really know the characteristics without me talking about them. So it goes into my activity. So I would start by telling the students, okay class, we're going to talk about the 4 seasons of the year today. Can anybody name a season? And then once I get an answer or two, I'd say, okay, turn to your partner and tell them what you know about the 4 seasons of the year. And I would give it a minute or two, maybe 3, kind of walk around, listen to what they're saying, just to get a good idea of where they're at and who knows a little bit more, who doesn't have so much prior knowledge. And then I would ask them to share. So I would have them raise their hands and give me an answer. So, I would assume that they would know maybe summer and winter just because they hear them a little bit more. So from there, I would write them on the board. So summer, fall, winter, and spring. And I would ask them, okay, what do you know about summer? So we would write down characteristics of summer. And not just write down, but draw pictures as well. So I'd have the students writing what I write down on the board. And so kind of get their brains going. And summer to them is summer break. So they think beach, hot, sun. And then winter, we could think winter break, which is the holidays and it's colder and maybe snowy. And so that'll kind of get their minds wrapped around the idea and kind of correlate things with the seasons. And I think that would be the best thing for them. So that way they could think, okay, winter, oh yeah, it's cold. With all the seasons. So then the only ones that I would assume they wouldn't have too much knowledge about is fall and spring, and that's mainly just not knowing really when they are. And so I would go over that and kind of correlate spring with spring break around March time, and the flowers are blooming and it's getting hotter than it was. And then fall is going to be more Halloween time and back to school and getting a little bit cooler, the leaves are falling and that kind of thing. So that's the idea that I want them to grasp. So that's why I'd be writing down the characteristics, drawing the pictures, and then I would go ahead and show them a poster. I don't have it with me, but I'll insert a picture at the end of this clip, and then I would tell them, okay, so today we're going to be learning about the 4 seasons, and at the end of the day you're going to make your own poster showing me what you learned. The critical thinking question is going to be, what is a characteristic of each of the 4 seasons? And that's something that I would want the students to focus on later. But as for the engage part, I think just really getting the discussion going and getting the wheels in their head turning about what the seasons are and what they correlate to, that's going to be able to get the lesson started. So that's it for the engage part.